Nowadays, girls have lost their sense of value. Their precious worth is frozen like a statue, never really looking at the issue with open eyes, yet feminism is constantly on the rise, trying to smash the ceiling made of glass, wasting so much energy trying to reverse the past. But how can we stand up and erase the scar if we've yet to discover how irreplaceable we are? Now I'm speaking as a woman who has been there, living life without a care, melting and drooling over boys who give attention, then crying and begging when they leave without mention. Spending hours on end getting ready to go out, wearing clothes so revealing it's all hanging out. Dancing at the club all seductive like while boys wait and pick the proper time to strike. As if they had just walked into a meat market, picking the juiciest tender harlot. And no, nothing can excuse that behavior, but we wonder why every weekend brings a different flavor. Now, I'm not saying this to make you offended, but this is not what our Creator had intended. Yes, sin and temptation of this world are at fault, but what would have happened if we made ourselves like a vault? Unbreakable, immense, holding wonderful treasure, and only accessible to those who meet the highest measure. If every woman valued themselves this way, the boys would have to become men to play. The issue is not gaining respect and equality, but rather realizing we're more than this frivolity, more than a spectacle at a ringling circus. How great is a woman who was made with a purpose? You see, God created the whole world first, and it still could not quite quench his thirst. He created man and all the creatures of the earth, yet it still missed something of immaculate worth. Finally, from a rib, the crowning jewel set as an equal partner to rule. Only then was our God satisfied, for he had made woman his joy and pride. Why don't we see ourselves as this masterpiece rather than settled to be a boy's dime piece? Not to mention that being devalued isn't only from men. Woman versus woman has become a common trend. If we're honest with ourselves, as a woman, I know I seek approval from my head to my toes. I value a man's opinion much less in a group of women because I want to be the best dressed. You see, as women, we have a tendency to compare, and with that comes a multitude of despair. Too skinny, too fat, not pretty, not smart. I'll stop there because that's just a small part. That's the problem with the feminist movement. Our demands are hypocritical and just plain amusement. We need to require a higher standard of self-respect rather than focusing on other people's neglect. We need to change the way we see ourselves rather than putting us up like delicates on the top shelves. Because once we start to understand our irreplaceable value, the whole world will follow suit with this different avenue. We'll be the ones to write our own love letters. Then and only then can we make this world better.